Today, the UFC has announced the White House card. And let's just say it is pretty much underwhelming. And also, it's not going to be called UFC White House. It's going to be called UFC Freedom 250. Because nothing says freedom like men getting locked in a cage and bashing their brains out and everything splattering on the White House lawn. All of this and more on today's episode of Matter of Fact MMA. What's up? What's happening? Let's go. What's up, guys? We right back at it. We right back with it. We're here real quick. I ain't gonna hold y'all long to talk about what has been announced thus far for the UFC White House card. In my next video, we're going to be talking about the implications, not the outcomes or anything like that, the UFC White House card, but we got a lot of things swirling around about fighter pay. Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano just had their press conference yesterday. It came up multiple times. Francis Ngannou brought it up. John Jones is still in the crosshairs of a lot of people. So we're going to get all of that in our next video. Right now, let's talk about UFC Freedom 250. Main event, Ilia Topuria steps in the octagon with Justin Gaethje to unify the lightweight championship of the world. Not a whole lot to say here, man. Not a whole lot to say. It's definitely a fight that we all want to see, but it leaves something to be desired when you're talking about the White House card. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why. I mean, it's Ilia fighting. It's Justin Gaethje fighting. It's going to be an action-packed fight, regardless. Even if Ilia sleeps him early, it's still going to be a good fight. But it just isn't hitting like you thought it would when you're talking about the White House card. And I believe that's because of the undercard. It's not really supporting this. Now, the co-main event, outstanding as well. Alex Pereira, who vacated his light heavyweight championship, is moving up to heavyweight. He will fight Cyril Gane for the interim heavyweight championship of the world. Now, this is a huge fight. But again, man, there's something missing. You know what I'm saying? Like, these two fights are huge. And if you think about these two fights, and if we had a supporting undercard with banger fights, then both of these two fights would completely take it over the top. These two fights, your hair would explode, your toes would curl. You know what I'm talking about? Like, this would send shockwaves through the MMA world, MMA sphere, as I like to call it. But it ain't really hitting like you think it's going to be hitting. Let's move on. How about next? This is where we begin to fall off. Sugar Sean O'Malley, the former bantamweight champion of the world, stepping in the octagon with Aiemann Zahabi. What are we doing here? I know Aiemann Zahabi keeps winning fights, but bro, let's just be honest. Why do people not really like Aiemann Zahabi? What is it about him that fans can't get behind? Even a lot of Canadian fans can't get behind. He got booed against Jose Aldo. What is the reason they can't get behind him? And I know what it is. It's because he looks just like Ariel Helwani in MMA shorts. In UFC MMA shorts, he looks like Ariel Helwani in MMA shorts. And bro, nobody is paying to see Ariel Helwani step into the octagon. You know what I'm saying? That ain't what we signed up for. Now, if it's a real Ariel Helwani, yeah, we would lock him in there with a few people and wouldn't mind seeing what would take place. But in this instance, man, we're not buying it. And I don't care how many fights he won. And I don't care who he beat. We're just not buying him. He would have been fine on the prelims against another fighter, but this is Sugar Sean O'Malley. right? And unless Corey Sandhagen has an injury or something along that lines, if we're not seeing Sugar Sean O'Malley against Petr Yan, then we want to see him against Corey Sandhagen. And we would rather see Merab against Petr Yan if that's what we got to run back. But him against Ayman Zahabi is not what we're looking for. This is when it first starts to fall off. Next, we got Mauricio Hufi stepping in the octagon with Michael Chandler. This fight bangs way more than the Sugar Sean O'Malley fight, because this is about as close as you're going to get to seeing Michael Chandler fight anybody that resembles Conor McGregor. This should be an action fight. You know what I'm saying? Because Chandler can't remember how to wrestle. And he can't remember how to grapple, unlike his earlier days in Bellator. So you know he's going to be out there to throw hands. And you know Hoofy's going to set him up to knock him out. This should be action-packed, but still, this is the main card of the White House card. I don't know about that. Or if it is, we need another banger fight above it. Not Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Zahabi. We don't need that. Next, we got Bo Nickel versus Kyle Dawkins. What are we doing? Okay, you want to throw Bo Nickel on the main card? You know what I'm saying? He's All-American Bo Nickel, whatever, fine. But Kyle Dawkins, he just got back. He's only won like 2 fights since he's been back. Granted, both of them were spectacular, but still. What are we doing? No doubt, as I mentioned in my previous video, where I covered Max Holloway and Charles Oliveira, no doubt they're going to set up plenty of video packages about him being a former police officer formerly involved with law enforcement. But still, what are we doing? The only other fight that's been announced right now is Diego Lopez versus Steven Garcia. Again, should be an action-packed fight. Both men can throw hands. Both men can grapple. You know what I'm saying? Diego Lopez, a fan favorite. Should be great, but still, this is the White House card. This is, as they want you to call it, this is Freedom 250. Not a lot screams freedom about this card. And you know, the UFC is up 7.7 or 7.6, 7 point something billion. Cut the check, UFC. Cut the check, bro. The reason why Turki Al-Rashid gets the fights done is Turki Al-Rashid cuts the checks. Because he knows he's made more money than he'll ever be able to spend, so he cuts the check. And I know UFC's got to make money back for their shareholders, which we're going to dive into my next video, what Ronda Rousey was saying. But still, UFC, cut the check. It's Freedom 250. Y'all's name. Like, what are we doing here, bro? I'm not taking nothing away from the main and the co-main event. Shout out to y'all for getting those jobs done. But we need a supporting cast, bro. You know what I'm saying? What made a lot of the earlier ones, maybe not the later ones, what made the earlier Mission Impossible movies good, and I know you're like, Matt, what's this tangent, is you had Tom Cruise the star, but it was the supporting cast. It was the supporting cast around him that made those movies fun. Because it's only so many times you can see Tom Cruise sweaty, hanging from the ceiling, trying to steal the Nautilus, whatever list it was. You know what I'm saying? What are we doing? Do better, UFC. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're 7.7 billion up. You can't, I mean, come on, man. Your weekend fun money, your weekend fun money could have been enough to get some of the bigger fighters on the card, bro. You just didn't want to pay them. Pay them a little bit extra. It's at the White House, bro. It's with Dana White's homie, Donald Trump. Man, come on, man. What are we doing? Anyway, just want to stop in and give my reaction to the Freedom 250 card. Please like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think about the Freedom 250 card. Let me know, I mean, is this hitting for y'all? Because it's not for me. And once again, I do want to thank you guys for joining me for another episode of Matter of Fact MMA. And I'll check you next time. Peace.